want to go.
Okay.
All right. And what I'm gonna do is gonna show you some pictures real quick. I'll do a share screen with you guys.
All
And
right.
okay. So can you guys guess what is this and where it is located at?
Wow.
You can,
It's
yeah.
there's cell towers.
Cell towers. That's a good one for cell towers, though. And okay, so this one is located in Dali. Okay, and then it's like the about like a mile northwest of the Indian city from Dali. That's in the southern China. And then this place is called the Three Pagodas, the Three Towers, Pagodas. And
Hmm.
then is the one like the best preserved like Buddhist structure like in China. And
Now,
then
what are these made out of? Are these stone?
and they're like several like they're like kind of man-made stuff. It's natural catastrophes like the and then they I
Cement?
think they're yeah, and no, it's kind of a wood thing, like the wooden deal.
Wood. Made
Yeah,
of wood. How old are they?
yeah. They're like the middle one, right? In the middle is like they build it around the A24
Really? And it's wood.
A40 AD around that area and
And it
around
and
that
is
time.
okay. Has it
Yeah.
been rebuilt? Has it been rebuilt?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it has been rebuilt. There's one time they got burned down,
Oh, okay.
and then because it was huge in the news, like they kind of I think it was this the thing got burned down, and
Mm.
then they rebuilt it, and then it was okay. The tallest one is around 227 feet, and that one would be the one in the middle. And then it wasn't they built it at the same time. So then the other two one on the side, it was built about like a century later for this one for the Dali temple. And yeah, and cause I remember it was I went there to visit, and it was like a I took some pictures when I was little, and my dad took me there. My parents took me there for this trip to Dali, and it was quite interesting about that. Yeah.
Okay.
Do you have
So
any
that's
yeah
okay. So it's extremely south.
yeah like southern China
Yeah,
is in
near not far
Dali.
from not far
Yeah.
from Myanmar and Hanoi.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Yeah. Is this
All
one
right.
on your list? This
No,
one?
I didn't know about it.
Yeah, it's really
Early Swingway.
beautiful. Yeah.
It's a wonder. It's a wonder it hasn't been in a Laura Croft Tomb Raider movie or something.
Oh, right. Go to it. Yeah.
Boy, the temples around it are quite magnificent.
Yeah, it's really like a real a tourist
Wow.
visit place too.
Sure.
Yeah, and then they have like you can I because I think I went up to the towers? I can't remember. I was so little like when I was there.
Well, yeah. The surrounding, if you look, this this is taken. If you look just directly behind how that's taken,
Yeah.
it's all mountains. It's
Mm-hmm.
quite
Yeah,
quite.
it's quite beautiful. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Next one is what I'll show you is this thing is the we call the stone forest, and this one it what we call Shilin in Chinese, and then it's a south in the southwest of China, and then the location is in Kunming or Kunming, and then I went to here as well, and then it was made. It's like basically the stone, um, stone forest, we call it. And then it was about 270 million years old. It's quite old for this stone. And then if you go inside the stone forest, you can see different stones have different formations. And then some of them you have, it look like a turtle, natural, and it made out of natural stone, like a turtle formation. And then some look like a people standing there, you know. And then if you go inside the forest and you can hire like a tour guy there, and then he will tell you all about it, like what's the like not each stone, it'd be like million thousands of stones. And if you tell the what's the most important one, you can look at it, and he will point out what's the behind the story of the stone. And it was like quite interesting for me to go there. Um and then like it was like a huge area. I mean, you can go on the map, you can see it, like it's called the Stone Forest,
So
Kunming.
you can see there's horizontal fractures
Mm-hmm.
across some of these
Yeah,
pillars.
like that.
Have-
Yeah,
Yeah,
like those.
have you ever seen there's a lesson called the Causeway. It's in Ireland, the
Mm-hmm.
Giant's Causeway, and it's very similar in that these appear to be that there've been hot stones and they've thrust vertically up, and as they cooled, they cracked this way. Now the causeway, they're all hexagonal in size, and they're all about like this, and there's like thousands, tens of thousands of pillars. The Giant's Causeway, it's called. Um, and there's some similarities in the fact that they're all very vertical, and they've got these horizontal fractures.
That's quite interesting.
Right. So there's
Yeah.
I'm gonna see if I can pull up a picture for you here, but it's all very very kind of similar in
In a way, right? Like for the stone, how they like.
yeah, right, yeah.
Yeah. And then
uh,
for this place, and then like they have
okay.
about like,
Can you see this? I don't know if that's
yeah.
too but see, these things are all just they're all very vertical, and
Mm-hmm.
they've all got these horizontal cracks in them. They almost look like
Wow.
building blocks. I mean,
Yeah, it's like
it
Legos.
yeah. Here's a better view of them. Quite interesting, yeah.
Yeah, and where this located at? Yeah.
In Wales,
Wales.
yeah,
Wow.
maybe it's Ireland. It's
Ireland.
Ireland. Yeah.
That's interesting. Yeah.
Giants Causeway, it's called.
Hmm.
Okay. Would you like an ice cream? You're a good boy.
Yeah, I'll
You've
take
you've
this.
done
I'll
really
take
good.
the strawberry
Okay.
one. Nice. Uh,
I even
yeah.
I even uh, I even offer them to the moms because the moms are always
Yeah.
off camera. They're over here, you know.
Yeah,
And I
they're
say,
talking
Mom,
like
you
Chinese.
want to? You can have an ice cream too. You've done all the work. Okay, next.
That's good. Yeah. And then this like for this place, we have like over like 2 million visitors a year. And it also is like a cool um tourist
It's a
area.
gorgeous park.
Yeah.
I mean,
And yeah. And then yeah, they have that, and then like a famous tourist area that you can visit if you're like, or you can talk about like talk to students, like and for people like location
so
there like in Kunming or southeast.
so Jerry, what
Yeah.
was the park actually closed when this picture was taken? And these are just actors standing there because really, on a day when you go there, there's really people wall to wall on all these lines. It's just when
Oh,
just
yeah. I
thousands of
th-
people.
yeah.
Two
I
million
think
a year is a lot of people.
yeah, 2 million visitors a year.
That's a lot of people.
That's a lot of people. Yeah. And next one, and this one, you know where this place located?
That is 5,479 people per day. Okay.
Yes, around
Okay.
that.
That is
Mhm.
684 people an hour.
Crazy, right?
That's a lot.
Yeah, it's a lot of
It
people.
won't be that picturesque. It'll be
Yeah,
more.
that was when we're not busy, you know.
Yeah. That's this is gorgeous.
Yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
and this one, in China we call it, for in English, we call it the Venus of the East.
The
And
Venice
then
of the East,
the
of
Venus
course.
of the East, yeah. And then for like it's like we have a little like a the river thing in the middle, and people
Canal.
live,
Canal.
yeah,
Canal.
canal, yeah, the
Yeah.
canal. And then they live like all the ancient buildings thing, the houses all live like that, like beside the canals. So
And
so
where is this located?
and this is located in Zhouzhuang. So it's called
Z.
Zhuang, Zhouzhuang.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's in Suzhou and in the Jiangsu province, and it is
Okay.
in East China. Yeah, so we call it Venus of the East.
Okay.
And when I saw this, I remember I went to the trip to the Thailand. They have the water market, right? And then they have that thing, and then it was like you go on the little boat thing, and then like the market will be on like each side of it, and
Yeah.
it was in
This.
like Bangkok, I remember.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it was
This
kind of
would be.
like that.
This is kind of the China that I would like to see more of.
Yeah.
More out in the country.
Yeah,
Not.
and it's cause I did not been, I was not there, and I think my dad went to there once, and then it was um and then it was less than it was around like 20 miles, I believe. And then it was kind of a long way because they use the water in the canal too, and then really like, and then well, of course they have to purify it, everything, they filter it. And then that is really famous place too. And then they have on the canal, and if you go like to check it out, they have one called Twin Bridges. And then you can go there and to check it out. And then they have a lot of like the Chinese movies were taking on the Twin Bridges.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah. And um so is the famous thing to do over there, of course, to take on the boat ride. You can check how the locals live and stuff, and also you can get a pretty decent meal too, like a lunch meal. Yeah. And then I think I might have to plan to do a visit over there because I've never been there before, and it was my kind of my want to check it out, like why is it called the Venice of the East. Yeah, and it was really interesting,
Yes.
this one.
Some of this stuff is just
Yeah.
quite picturesque. I mean, yeah, quite picturesque.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Next one, I think. Yeah,
Um,
and this place, do you know where this place is located?
um, well, it's some sort of a palace. Is this
Yeah,
Summer
it's
Palace?
yay! It's a summer palace.
Yeah.
And this one is located in Beijing. Yep. And then I went there before,
Oh, okay.
and yep. And then it was the China Emperor's family's playground.
Boy,
And then
those are some serious stairs going up this
yeah, it was
front of this
so I
wall.
because when I walked to the stairs, I got so
Wow.
tired.
That's
Like,
that's like
oh
that's
my
probably like
God.
5 stories.
Yeah. It was
That's
yeah, uh-huh. And then
There's a Buddhist temple in Kuala Lumpur that's
yeah,
in a cave
Kuala Lumpur
in Malaysia.
in
That's
Malaysia.
that's up some stairs, and I believe there's like I don't know how many hundreds of stairs that you go up there, but it's quite famous, and you have to be in pretty decent shape to to make it up there. And the monkeys sit on the rails, and it's hard to
Hmm.
use the handrails because they grab you and stuff. They sit there and wait everywhere there's a flat spot to rest. There's monkeys there waiting to grab your stuff, take your purse or your glasses or whatever they can find. Okay.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Okay, so this was built what, maybe in the 1700s?
yeah. It was from the seven. It was constructed from the 1750.
Ming, Ming, Ming.
Yeah,
Right?
I think it was in the Ming. I was in the Ming because during that time to why we call it palace because they want to escape like the heat from the weather. So
Right.
the emperor like built is that's for the family like to cool down to chill down, um not in the Forbidden City. And it was like just their like resting
It-
areas or play areas they can hang out with.
right.
And then and then also there was like there's like a boat. I'm not sure you can't see it. It's like always like a part a boat, and then we call this a marble boat, but it wasn't because it was made out of wood, and then they like painted like with the
Oh,
marble,
okay. Right.
the marble
Oh, marble.
paint,
Yeah.
marble paint, and then yeah so and then I think it was the empress it called Cixi Empress to fund like the navy to build that boat, the marble boat, that's what we call it. Yeah. And I went there like I was like, yeah, let's summer palace, and I want to go to check it out. And if you go inside, like inside the area, is the temperature like like literally it'll cool down. It was really really like cool experience too. And then like those you can if you can see like those little boat like going around and back then there was no like no there's no like boat like that, and it was just marble boat. Do you have any questions?
No, no, I know a little bit about the Summer Palace.
Yeah, is be one of your visit place location?
Yeah, sure. It's in Beijing. It's
Is in the capital of Beijing.
Forbidden City. Yeah, I
Yeah,
want to go to.
Forbidden City.
I want to see the Lishan Buddha.
The Lishan Dafo, yeah, the big
Yeah.
Buddha one. Yeah,
Um, I would like to see Chengdu.
Chengdu.
Um, I would like to see Harbin. Harbin.
Harbin. Yeah.
I'd like to go to Xi'an to see that. Um, what else? Yeah,
There's a
I
lot
mean
of places like
those are those are kind of just. I've been to Shanghai a couple of times. That was
Shanghai. Nice.
17 years ago,
Uh-huh.
so it's probably different
Wow.
now.
It's whole. I think it might be complete, like not complete to me. Some of it very different now.
Right.
Because for me, like I was in the States for like 14 years, but even though I came back a lot, back and forth, and every time I came back to Beijing, it's like something changed. I like, hey,
Sure.
there's
Oh
like a new
yeah.
building
Yeah.
like pop come out. I was like, I don't even know, and I was like, what?
Right.
You
Yeah.
know, I was like, where are we? You
Well,
know, like,
that's kind of the way it is when I go back to the States.
yeah,
I don't recognize anything.
yeah. I was like, wow, what is going on?
Yeah, it's also
Yeah,
different.
yeah, it is really, really different. Okay, and next one is this one is really cool, and this one is called the Hanging Monastery,
Wow.
and okay, it was like a halfway up from the cliff,
Right.
and then it is about 246 feet above the ground. Okay, and then it was kind of like it's all linked together in around like 40 rooms, and then they have like the mid-air coordinators and walkways, and then it was like um and it was built in the fifth century, and then um so it's like a long hallway thing like you can go, and then I think some of the movies like China film or movies, they have like a scene to that,
Wow.
especially like the fighting movies. They always use that to the fighting hallway, like really like a really special the
Yeah,
scene
this
for it.
this I don't know if it's the hallway that you're talking about. It almost appears to be a bridge. It's just really,
Yeah,
really wow, it's just incredible.
it's really like high, and then
How 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 would somebody get the idea that you could actually, you know, can
like
can you
built.
see can you see this picture right here? I can't make it bigger, unfortunately.
Yeah, yeah.
It appears to be, I don't know, 100 meters. I don't know. It's gigantic.
It was about like 75, I think, around 75 to 100, around that,
Yeah,
above the
it's
ground.
right,
Yeah,
but it's so long. It's just
yeah.
gigantic. And so, how do you suppose people ever get the idea that they're up there and they go, "Oh, we could build a temple here.
Yeah, I think it was like the
We'll just
ancient.
nail it to the wall."
Yeah, it was. I think it was kind of the ancient people, like the our Chinese ancient cultures thing. Like they have built something incredible to show it, you know. And and now it turned out to a famous visit place. You can see in this picture a lot of people, you know, just like checking
I
it out.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
you just there's a lot of weight on there. You just hope that it's still structurally quite good, right?
Yeah, and oh my God, this yeah, it's so incredible. Cause that one I did not go at all. I was scared of heights. I was like, that's too much. Like halfway from the cliff, what if I, you know, jump out? You know, if what if like the wood, you know, like it didn't like fall out or anything like that? Or
Right.
have
Well, yeah, I mean, collapsing would,
yeah,
I mean, it is several hundred years old. I suppose that
yeah.
it's been mostly rebuilt over,
I think yeah for
over time.
safety, you know, like
I mean,
for to rebuild
yeah.
it. Yeah,
So these are all wood. These are all these
yeah.
vertical things are all wood beams or wood
Mm-hmm.
posts running up and down.
Yeah, yeah. It's
Wow.
all like the wood and stuff. Yeah, it's like quite interesting for me because I might pay a
It
visit,
is.
you know, to check it out for that
And
one.
where is this?
And this one is, let me see, the Hanging Monastery is in, oh, hold on. I
I
am
I
not
th-
sure.
I
I'm
think
not sure.
I can
Yeah,
pull it up on a map. Here it is. Here's the map of it.
it's like,
It it
let's see.
is it is in. It's not very far from Beijing. Wow.
Yeah,
It's only maybe. How far is Tianjin from Beijing? It's only just a little bit further the other way, maybe
yeah,
twice.
it's like Tianjin.
Just the other way.
If
So
you from Beijing to Tianjin is 2 hours. It will
okay,
be
so
2 hours.
it might be the roads don't look like they're direct, so it might take you
Yeah.
3 or 4 hours to get there. Um, goes kind of southwest. Yeah, it's yeah. Again, I don't know if you can see this.
Yeah. Let me see.
Um,
Yeah, I can't. I think I can't say it. Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
yeah. Here, let me see if I can. I'll I'll draw you. It's right here. Yeah, and Beijing's right here, so it's not very
Yeah.
it's not very far.
Yeah, that's not my far.
No, but the roads
Nice.
are the roads
Yeah.
are not direct. You got to go around, and it looks like
Yeah, cause yeah, a
it
lot.
might
Yeah,
take
it's
you
not.
might
It
take
might
you
take
3 or 4 hours
like
to drive there.
yeah, yeah, cause yeah, yeah, and next one will be okay. This one is we call it West Lake or Xihu, and this one is in the uh the Hangzhou, and then it's in the Zhejiang provinces. And is and then the is Hangzhou is a capital of Zhejiang. So to spell it out is Hangzhou is Hangzhou, and then Zhejiang is Zhejiang. Hangzhou, Zhejiang. Hangzhou is the capital of Zhejiang, and then it's in the East China City too, from the east. And this is the a large freshwater lake. Um, Also, and this one is the most, I would say, the most beautiful lakes that in China. And then it was divided into small lakes, like two smaller lakes. This one, and then
And
um
it's literally right in the middle of the city almost.
yeah,
Right?
yeah, it's like in the city. You can like pretty much
Yeah,
to check it out in the city,
yeah, it's incredible.
and yeah,
Yeah.
and
So it's quite a large park that
yeah,
is
it's quite a large one. Yeah.
national.
And then
Yeah,
this one you can if you go like starting like especially like start in the summertime, like if you go there, because you if you by the lakes, right, and then you can like have a good time there too. The temperature will drop down because you're located on the lakes, and it is really like beautiful there. And because Xihu is also a so Hangzhou is also like also a good place to visit and a lot of food too. And they have the Longjing tea shrimps, and that's one of the good ones to eat. And we always call this 松鼠桂鱼 is one of them like a well 松鼠 means like squirrel and 桂鱼 is like the type of fish, but we don't but so translated is kind of like a fried fish with the sauce on it, like a sauce on it to pour it out on the fish, and it is really tender, and they kind of fry a little bit, and then they put the sauce on it, so you have the sizzling like the sizzling sound, it's sound, and then it was like a sweetish taste and a little bit sour, and it's really good. And the Longjing shrine is made they marinated was a Longjing tea, the dragon whale tea,
mm,
and then they marinate of that, and then this and they marinate with the shrimp inside, and then they cook it and stuff, and then bring it to the dish too. That's really good too. Yeah.
okay. Now this all looks very idyllic on the lake here. These little boats and stuff. Now,
Mm-hmm.
is there modern water sporting on this lake like you would see,
Mm.
say, in the States where you'd have water skiing and power boats and girls in bikinis, stuff like that?
That's a good question. I mean, it really depends on the really kind of like depends on like the like the government. How would
Well,
they
now
would
this lake may be restricted because of the fact that it's in this West Lake scenery spot.
yeah
But in general,
or yeah
is there recreational boating like like power boats and speed boats and that kind of stuff?
may I am not sure I think that it might depends on like the province governor, like the government people, if they are willing to do that, because they might have the dragon boat race over there.
Okay.
Yeah, the manual one, you have to use the pedal, like
Yeah, right.
the
But I'm thinking
yeah.
more like Sea Ray or Bayliner or
Yeah, 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 I know what you're saying. Like, I am not sure about that. If they do for the leg thing. Yeah, that's a really good question. Yeah. Um,
well, because I know essentially there's no private aviation in uh, well, so here's pictures. There's certainly pictures on the internet of images of boating, power boating in China. Okay, so it does exist,
yeah,
but the question would be, where does it exist and to what extent? Okay?
right.
Um,
It
yeah,
might not be the West Lake. It's like the most
yeah.
like
Well, no,
beautiful.
yeah,
Yeah,
like you said, that lake may in fact be
yeah,
restricted,
yeah. It might be
and
restricted for this lake.
and a lot of these pictures appear that they're not fresh water.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that these are more like in the salt water, which would be, you know, okay.
Yeah.
But it's not. It doesn't look like it's a huge industry, but there are yachts made in China.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, China China's yachting industry is growing, and I don't know if this is just totally for here's a 22-foot speedboat that's made in China. So, and you can buy between one and you can buy minimum one piece order.
Well,
Xiamen, China, 200 capacity, 200 a year. So there probably is power boating on some limited scale.
mm-hmm.
But I would assume, as like every country, as the middle class continues to evolve and they run out of things to spend money on, they'll start buying boats.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I think yeah, they have like a couple races in China around China. Yeah.
Well, right.
But
Certainly the
like
dragon boat
this
race.
one, yeah, the Dragon Boat race, that's like the traditional one in
Now,
China.
that would be another thing to go to, but I've yet to really meet too many people that have actually seen a dragon boat race.
Really? They have it
Have
on
you seen
the
one? Not on
yeah,
TV. Not on
like on
TV.
live,
Yeah,
like
live dragon boat
face
race.
to face Dragon Boat race.
Right. Now
Um,
they don't have them. I'm naive, but I would think Shanghai is a huge city and it's got a river running right through the middle of it. Seems like a good place to have a dragon boat race, right? But no,
mm,
they don't have them in Shanghai. That's what I've been told. But they have
yeah,
them in smaller cities,
yeah,
smaller, so, but I assume that they're televised. They have some that are televised
yeah,
and everybody's seen them on TV. Well, I've seen them on TV,
yeah.
but,
Me too.
but I would like to know where they are for real in person.
Yeah,
Go
yeah,
smell
me
the
too.
water. see the
Yeah,
guy, see
yeah,
the boats and stuff.
yeah. They have the drum, and then like 1, 2, 1, 2. They have to do
I
that
u-
for the
I used
boats.
to have a boat that was kind of like a dragon boat. It wasn't really a dragon boat, but it had a carved head on the front of it, and it
Mm-hmm.
was from Bali. It had an outrigger out one side for stabilization because the boat was not very wide.
Oh yeah.
It probably wasn't. Maybe it might have been that wide, and probably maybe 5 or 6 meters long.
Mm-hmm.
So it was very unstable. But it had a pontoon out one side that went out maybe 2 meters that stabilized the boat, right? So it
Yeah.
wouldn't tip over so easily.
Yeah.
And but it rotted away. It was
Oh
it was pretty shot when I got it. Bali's
wow.
full of them. They're they're full of them. I
Oh
can't
yeah.
remember. I left it in a warehouse somewhere.
Cool.
So
Interesting. All right.
yeah, it was kind of a
Yeah.
conversational piece for a while.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Cool. All right. And this one is
Wow. What?
located in let me see.
Down by Chengdu,
Uh,
not
yeah.
north of Chengdu.
Is hold on, located in southwestern in China
Right. Yeah.
and is
North of Chengdu, there's a fort.
north of, yeah.
There's
There
a
was
big
like a,
there's a big park there. Um, uh, what's it called? A national park.
yeah, and this called the Jiuzhai Valley. And then is to spell that out is Jiuzhai. And
Jiu.
yeah, Jiu
Okay.
Z like zebra Hai. Jiuzhai
Oh,
Valley.
yeah, Josai Valley.
Jiuzhai Valley. Yeah. And in
Uh-huh.
China, in Chinese, we call it Jiuzhai Go. So Go is kind of the valley thing. Yeah.
And that's exactly where I
And
thought it was. Yay, I'm right. Yay. Yeah.
yay! And
There's
do you
two
know?
there's two lakes right next to each other, right? Aren't
Uh,
there lakes right next?
um,
It's absolutely clear, right? There's nothing in it that's alive.
yeah, it's yeah. There's one the clear one, super clear one. This one's like a blue one.
Yeah.
And then I remember this one. It was like wow. Once I went here, like I went to the Jodago place, and then I remember the elevation. It was kind of pretty high too. So when I got off the plane, I was like, I need some oxygen to breathe, and then my
Really?
like yeah,
That
it was really
high?
high, and then I got a little bit of dizzy too, and then when I'm trying to walk up the stairs, and then I feel like I'm about to like fall down or something. The floor is so soft, like when I got there. Yeah,
Uh-huh.
and then I got a little bit dizzy, and then I remember it was like pretty high, and then yeah, and then I think one of the movies was there from the Hidden Tiger, Crouching Dragon, or Crouching Dragon, Hidden Tiger.
Okay.
That it was like a martial arts movie, and
I assumed
from
that all the movies that you've mentioned are martial arts movies because
a
they wouldn't
lot of
have a
Jackie
regular
Chan's.
movie in a
Yeah,
temple on this nailed to the side of a cliff if it wasn't a
yeah.
martial
I
arts.
think this one is actually it is worth taking from yeah, like Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. I think yeah, Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. That's the movie. Um, yeah, and it was like a really famous movie too, and they
Right.
shot it the same
Yeah.
over there, and um, and they have inside the Jiuzhai Valley, they have like waterfalls, and then and then it was also like the habitats like the pandas, giant pandas,
Right.
and then um it was like the lake. If you don't have any wind, is the lake like crystal like flat, like crystal clearly flat. And but right now, I remember just one earthquake hit there, and then everything was changed. And then they had to kind of, it's like a nature. This is a nature disaster, and so they had to kind of like get rid of all the stuff inside the lake, and then the valley was kind of shut down. This is a tourist place too, and then they were like, and I remember like I saw like short videos about this, and then people like the tourist people were still inside the park, right, inside the valley thing, and then they videoed it. I was like, and they saw like everything was like falling apart and everything, and all the like trees, were down in the water and stuff like that. And then they all got like evacuated immediately. And the next day she shut down the valley. It was like
Well,
a huge
it's a UNESCO World Heritage Site.
hmm
It's a World Biosphere Reserve, and
Yeah.
a tourism area is classified as 5A scenic area
Yeah, five
by the
eighths.
China National Tourism. So it's incredibly pristine and
Beautiful. Hmm.
yeah, right.
Yeah. And you can see like the like thing all the way to the bottom of to the bot
So
like the
it,
crystal clear.
so the
Yeah.
elevation ranges from 6,000 to 14,000 feet in elevation.
Yeah. Yeah, it's really,
So
really high.
so at the upper end, you'd start getting hypoxia and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I
So
got like a little bit dizzy too,
it's
like when
it's
I got
it's
there.
geographically or yeah geographically it's on a it's on the edge of a Tibetan plateau. So
Mm-hmm.
that's what makes it so high. Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I've seen pictures of this. It's for a long time. I mean, I've learned
Yeah.
about this for the whole time I've been teaching. That's
Hmm.
kind of why I knew it was where it
Yeah.
was. Just
I
kind of
think like
interesting.
it's like to know like kind of like famous places so that way during the free talk like staying for the students you can like talk about like this like I see I've been I want to go this like
Right.
The Dojago Valley to check it out. They might have, oh, I went to Dojago too. You can start like a pretty decent conversation about like the famous locations. Yeah.
Yeah. Um, right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll
All
keep
right.
that in.
Yeah.
I usually don't have too much trouble getting them to talk,
Yeah,
but
I can tell.
but but that's
Yeah,
the
it will be a like good
internet's
topic.
amazing. I mean, everybody's a genius if they can search Google. You can talk
Yeah.
about anything. And
Yeah.
I'm fast enough that they don't really know that I'm looking it up or I know it already. So, oh yeah,
Yeah.
I already knew that. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
I'm over here.
Nice. Okay. So next one, and this one I think this one is in Shanghai.
Well, of course it
And
is.
yeah,
It's
it's
the
from
Oriental. It's the Oriental Tower.
yeah, this is the Oriental Tower. And I think we have a lot of students from Shanghai as well, right? And then this one is the located in Shanghai and is the eastern side of the Huangpu River.
Right.
And then of
You
course
know,
and
on
yeah.
on Google Map, you can get a 360 view of this Oriental Tower,
Oh really?
and I have VR glasses, okay?
Uh-huh.
And you can put these VR glasses on and actually stand right down at the base of this thing and look around and look up at it. I mean, it's like being there. I mean, VR glasses are just incredible. Now,
Is that
this
like
building,
super realistic, right? You can
well,
just like,
it's everywhere. I mean,
oh
if you turn around and look over here, or you look up
yeah.
here, or I mean, the whole room is you're not in the room anymore. You're in Shanghai.
Wow.
You're standing at the base of that tower. It's amazing.
Wow.
But I'm
Yeah.
glad to see this building to the right with the hole in the middle of the top looks kind of like a handle.
Uh-huh.
That building shows up on some other lessons as a profile picture. So at least I know where it is now.
Yeah,
And
is
and the building in the forefront
uh-huh.
is yeah, and yeah, interesting.
Yeah, and that is called the Oriental Pearl Tower. And
Okay.
is yeah. And then um because it was like if you go all the way up to the top, I believe you can pretty much can see the whole thing,
I
like
bet.
Shanghai. Yeah, it's pretty like tall too, the tower. And
Right.
then that was finished in 20, I think it was 2014. They finished the whole building, the Pearl one. And then the financial Shanghai World Financial Center too. And then
Yeah. Yeah,
they
I
were
was
all
there in
like,
2001.
yeah. Was that thing
No,
was that the Pearl
no,
Tower
there was
there? Yeah.
none of
I
that was
think it
there.
was it.
None of it.
Yeah. It was like pretty new, like from
None of
that
that.
time. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one's cool. And then it's located in like the city area, like, and next, and this one is
Ah,
the
Xi'an.
Terracotta
This is where I want
Warriors
to go.
from,
Xi'an.
you know what it's from? Like it's from Xi'an, right?
Xi'an. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's why I
yeah,
want to go to Xi'an.
yeah.
I had a
And
client that was a photographer for National Geographic, and he went to photograph these things in the maybe the late the early 90s, maybe the
uh-huh.
yeah, in the early 90s. He went over to Xi'an to photograph these things. They were not yet. It was not yet all excavated. The site as it is right now was not yet completed. Yeah, this is one of the wonders of the world right here.
Yeah, this one is really cool because it's really unique. So every terracotta word is different.
Right.
It
Yeah.
like yeah, it's like the facial expression, everything is pretty much different.
Right.
And then it was like why they have that because if the emperor died, they want to bear the
And there's
terracotta ware.
8,000 statues.
Yeah, there were about 8,000 lifelike terracotta warriors.
Right.
And
And
then like
300 horses.
yeah, around there were like 300 horses too got buried.
I could give this talk if you want. I could tell you about it.
Oh, you got all the information for this? Yeah,
No,
because so
I just know it. I'm intrigued by all this.
yeah,
It was
and yeah,
found by a simple farmer digging in his field. He was plowing his field, and he found these fragments on the ground, and contacted I don't know, somebody at the university or something like that, and they came out and started excavating this, and it was just, and this wasn't that long ago. I mean, it was not discovered that long ago.
yeah, and they buried it because they want the emperor feel like peace, I believe. So
Right.
whenever he died, and they would have all still have the whole army with them
Sure.
if he
Yeah.
passed away. Also, it's like the war horses,
Yeah,
you know.
not unlike the concept of the pharaohs and stuff in
Yeah,
the entombed in the
yeah,
pyramids
yeah,
with all their guys, all their stuff.
yeah.
Yeah, it's amazing, incredible.
It is, and I think I need to do a visit on this one too because I've been there. Because my dad went to there too. Like he took like a picture and stuff. I was like, wow. And they even sell like the souvenirs if you go to the store, like like the replica of the terracotta warriors.
Did you see in the news where I don't know where I think it was in the States. It's kind of embarrassing. Somebody broke off the thumb of one of these guys. They were on tour in a museum.
Oh,
Somebody broke the thumb off,
yeah. It's really
and
fragile. Those things.
well, you just
Yeah,
terracotta, right?
yeah,
Hence the
yeah.
name.
Hmm.
So they would be fired at a very low temperature. So yeah, they're still probably somewhat porous, but
Yeah.
they had to bring over. They brought over some curators you know, I don't know where this happened, if it was in the U.S. or in Europe. But anyhow, somebody broke the thumb off. They had to
Mm,
fly these guys in to reattach the thumb and stuff.
dang.
Yeah,
Wow.
it's sad. I mean, to think that
Yeah.
you know, the Han, or the this is what,
It
Qin
was,
Dynasty,
yeah,
right?
yeah. I think it was the Qin Council. Yeah, the
Qin.
Qin.
Yeah, it's the
Qin.
Qin Dynasty.
Yeah.
So, but the Hans are in the same area, and I mean, this all goes back to the year zero. You know, I mean, it goes back
Hmm.
2,000 years, and I've been in the presence of a Han horse, which is very,
Really?
yeah, Han Han Dynasty horse, and
What?
I don't know if you've ever seen one, but they're very stylistic, and uh, they're 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 very stylistic.
Hmm. Oh, like
You've
that?
probably seen these, right? So these date back to the first century, or the year zero. They're 2,000 years old. Those two again are terracotta, and
Wow.
they're Han Dynasty. And oddly enough, you know, we were looking at it. It was part of an art collection that this guy wanted to sell, and he was trying to pressure us to give him a number. We had no idea what it was worth. We knew it was worth a
Yeah.
lot, but we didn't
It
know.
was. I think it was worth a lot. Yeah.
Well, no, oddly enough, those horses
It's
are
like
not
a.
worth as much as you think.
Yeah.
How much do
I
you
think
think
it's
you could buy one of those horses for?
like priceless. Like you
No,
can't
they're not.
sell it. I
They're
won't
not
sell it.
priceless. They're not.
Really?
No, you
It's
can
like an
buy that for,
antique.
you can buy those for 8 or 9 thousand euros.
Wow.
Yeah.
Now it's like an antique. You know.
Well, antique, certainly. It's an antique 10 times
Yeah.
over. It's 2,000 years old.
Wow.
But I would be like you, that this would be, but evidently the Han were very prolific in their in their stuff, you know. But
Yeah.
he also had a extensive um, pottery collection, and this is where, you know, some Chinese porcelains and stuff. I mean, there's Chinese porcelains that are bowls that are worth $200, and there's Chinese porcelain
Hmm.
bowls that are worth $4 million,
Yeah.
and they look the same, you know,
Yeah.
to
It
the
kind of like
untrained eye.
yeah. For that, it kind of like depends on during that time period who made it and what's the
Right.
year of it,
Sure.
and
Right.
you
Yeah.
know,
And
it's a lot of like
Providence.
yeah,
Providence.
Providence.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
But these, I'm sure, these, none of these are on the open market. You can't buy these. You can buy copies of these.
Yeah. Like replicas.
Yeah, replicas,
Yeah.
right? But yeah, yeah, this is right up there on the list of what to see.
Yeah, this one definitely a go one for it. Like I want to
Yeah.
go too. Yeah.
I mean, the sheer scale of this canopy that they've constructed over. I mean, it's a couple hectares of nothing but
Yeah.
these guys in rows. You
Yeah,
know,
and yeah, like
that's a
it
lot of
was
property.
really
That's like 4 acres.
yeah,
Four
it's
acres.
right on yeah, it was right about like that forest. Like they found like in 3 volts of those,
Right.
like that. Like
Yeah.
yeah.
Right. Yeah. 3 lines
Hmm.
of these
Yeah.
things. Yeah, like 10 wide, or I mean, it's
Yeah. It's a
like,
lot of warriors. Yeah. 8,000s. I'm like, wow.
yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
Uh, uh,
All right, and that's about it for the locations. Do you have any like questions, anything that any
well,
concerns,
yeah, I
comments?
just want to show you a picture of
Yeah.
the scale of this thing. Again, I apologize. They've no longer
Oh,
allow you to view
the whole
to view.
thing.
But look at the size of this building.
Yeah.
I mean, this is several hundred meters long.
definitely.
And
Yes.
let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This is at least 50 meters wide, at least, because generally
Yeah.
these pillars are 6 meters apart in a building. Okay, these vertical pillars in the back here,
Hmm.
and there's 1, 2, 3, 4. So there's 7 of those sections. So that would tell you that just by an eyeball, it's 42 meters, but it's probably at least 50 meters across. And that would be 1, 2, 3. So it's probably 300 or 400 meters deep
Yeah.
of nothing but these guys. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So they're like fours. Oddly enough, there's fours. 1, 2. That one's gone. 4 or 5. Okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, maybe 10 of those rows.
Rose.
Is there a
Yeah.
row here? 1, 2, 11 of those rows wide. It's
Yeah. It's
incredible. I mean,
amazing. Like
it's
how they
incredible.
discovered it and everything and put
Yeah.
it like in the museum, like the Terracotta Museum.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
And
they
it
literally
was,
built a museum around it, right?
yeah. Yeah.
I
It
mean,
will like,
and that's quite a feat in itself. That this, this is a span building that's
yeah.
50 meters wide, 400 meters. I mean, it's just incredible. It's
Yeah.
like a 747 hangar.
Yeah. And all right. And
Yeah, if I make it there, I'll give you a ring and we can go. Are you in Beijing?
yeah, I'm currently in Beijing right now.
Kind of in Beijing right now. What's that
I'm
mean?
currently no,
I'm
I'm in
kind of
Beijing.
in Beijing right now.
I'm in Beijing. Yeah.
I'm not gonna
I'm
hurt
in,
you or anything.
I'm
It's
in
not like I'm
Beijing. Yeah,
tracking you
I'm in
down.
the 51 Talk office. Yeah.
Okay, I see Isaac didn't make it. He's probably tired from taking
Yeah.
all the pounding from the SA contract. He's probably
Yeah.
everybody's.
It's just be
I
kind of
sent him a
tough
note.
time.
What is this? What are they
Yeah.
doing?
Yeah.
Okay.
At least I mean I'm here today, right, for the Chinese culture chat.
Yeah, right. So, do you
Mhm.
teach? What's your gig normally?
Yeah, for me is I'm part of the teacher engagement team at 51
Okay.
Talk. And then I work with Isaac, and then I do the teacher certification thing, and also to of course the Chinese culture chat, and I was
Sure.
doing that, and then I kind of coordinate kind of with different departments,
So,
like
being knowing too. This is my drawing here.
hmm
So you know what a an
oh
hourglass.
that yeah the
An
hour yeah
hourglass,
yeah
right? Okay. So this would be China, and this would be USA, right?
okay.
And here you are, right here, right?
Yeah, I'm in the middle, right?
Right.
The Asian fusion. Either
Right.
way.
Yeah, and your job is to make sure that the sands run between the
Yeah,
two, yeah, cultures.
yeah,
Yeah. Now I can see by the turnout that um, the the inquisitive nature of the average 51 Talk student or teacher
hmm
has not yet been ignited. So, I've lived in a foreign country like yourself, right?
Right?
We've both been expats,
Yeah.
so we both know that one of the one of the key qualities of an expat is to be resourceful, right? You have to figure out how to do things
hmm
because you're in a foreign country, you're in a foreign
Yeah.
language. It's not simple just to, because things are done differently. You might want to do something that just they don't do in the States,
Yeah.
right? We don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
I remember distinctly, I had an Indonesian dictionary,
Mhm.
and I needed to cut my fingernails. And I knew nobody that spoke English, right?
Wow.
So I had to go to the store. I was in a very small town, and I had to go to the store and buy a nail clipper. So how do I do that? So I looked up nail, and I looked up fingernail, and I looked up cut. Okay, and I got those two words. And I went to the store, and I went, "Otang kuku."
And they were like, "Oh, got it."
That's right, they did. And the girl just went out, and she brought up a
Yeah.
clipper, and I go, "Yes!"
Yeah.
And I bought it, and it was a
Yeah.
victory. It was a victory for me.
Awesome. Awesome. Awesome.
Now,
All right. Yeah. All right. Thank you.
the more the teachers can identify and understand the culture, better off everybody will be.
Yeah. Yeah. That's a cool story to share. Yeah. And then, all right. Thank you, Darcy, for today and join the Chinese culture chat.
I
And
want you to
I
give
was
me a big star. Where's my stars? I want my stars.
stars.
I want my stars. Teacher.
Man. And
I'm
then,
gonna give you a bad review if you don't give me stars.
oh no. All right. And
Okay.
I think for next week, because I'll be every the Chinese holidays,
Won't we
I
be
might
off?
not. Yeah, I think I will be off because on Thursday.
All right. Well, you better
So if
post it.
you,
Somebody
yeah,
else might
if
accidentally
yeah,
show up.
yeah, if we do have it, we might post it. If we don't, we still kind of post something about it to let you guys
Well,
be aware.
tomb sweeping would be a good topic if you had it.
Yeah, that's kind of true. Yeah, for the
A
two.
whole show on tomb sweeping.
Yeah, I might have that like for the like after the holiday. So I want to kind of
Maybe
go with the
video.
like a live video because I'm not sure if I can make it to the tomb sweeping for my family. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Okay, and it was really
Okay.
nice talking to you. And have a good one. All right. See
All right.
ya.
Hey,
Bye bye.
bye bye. Bye. I don't know how to stop this. How do you turn it off? Oh, leave me
Oh,
off.
just leave me. Yeah.
Bye.